Hey folks, this is Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be my top 5 tweets of the week review, May 9th, 2010. The first tweet of the week: everybody loves the truth until it steps on their toes. You know, everybody loves me doing this, pointing this out, pointing this out, pointing this out. But when I step on your toes or your egotistical beliefs that you need to face, then that's when people start withdrawing a little bit. Like, I don't know, man, I don't like this anymore. It ain't fun seeking the truth. Because seeking the truth is painful, it's depressing, and it's miserable. But it's only depressing and miserable until you achieve the next level. So it's just like lifting weights. You know, if you want big muscles, you got to face the pain, which I don't recommend. Nonetheless, if you want the the spiritual gains, you got to face the misery and depression. You know, most people, what I've noticed is they give up the first time it gets tough. Oh, it's tough, I'm quitting, I don't want to do it, it's too hard. Well, then, you got to accept it, who you are. Okay, tweet number 2. Real life requires real spirituality, not more nicety nice. And people constantly get this wrong. Oh, it's about being nice to people. It is not about being nice to people. I'm not saying don't be nice to people. Real spirituality is about overcoming your egotistical, pleasure-seeking ways, and in the process of doing that, typically you're miserable, and depressed, and irritable, and so it's harder to be nice to people. In the same line, people feel so self-righteous about their beliefs. People feel so self-righteous about their beliefs. Again, nothing but ego. And again, it's just people just need to get over what they think is supposed to be and get in with what really is. Similar line, it seems like all religions carry awkwardness from their race into their religion. Like if you look at Judaism, the Bible, all that perversion, sleeping with your kids, and I don't know, all the sexual fornication and that crap. I mean, it's just crazy stuff. Then, you look at Islam and bring all the violence and confrontation. You also see in the Bible, it's just like they need to get rid of their issues that their race has and really just bring the truth forward. So, okay, FWG is the upgrade to prior religions. So what I see happening is FWG is the future. That's obvious to me. It may not be obvious to you, but it is the truth. These religions are back here in the past. They need what I see happening is somebody's going to come along who really understands their religion and really respected it and tried to live by it, but realized it needed change. And that person will also realize that FWG is the future, and they're going to want to take instead of losing all the wisdom and insight from their prior religion or their chosen religion, they're going to want to bring it forward, and we can maybe assimilate it somehow in FWG to where we can still use it, and obviously leave the BS behind, and also see maybe a transition book where you help move people from your chosen religion into the future so you can get along with everybody else in the world. So that's what I see happening. I'm really excited because I've had the vision. It's just like, okay, yeah, this is going to be real good. I'm starting to become more business-like, and I can see it's starting to happen. So it's only a matter of time. Next one's a funny one. On sale at alexjones.com. Fear half off with purchase of Paranoia while quantities last. So man, it's just like, once you understand what Alex Jones is really about, he's about fear, paranoia, and if you went and walked in the woods, every single day, you'd eventually get tired of being paranoid and scared that some wild animal is going to attack you, because you'd realize they're not most of the time. So, it's and here's another thing too. When a person, I was thinking this too when I was watching Corporatism or something like that this week as a documentary, and all they did is talk about the negatives of the corporate world. They didn't talk about any of the positives. So when a person is one-sided on what they say about something, they're wrong, because there's nothing. Even Hitler wasn't all bad, and I know that's not going to be a popular statement, but even Hitler wasn't all bad. And my aunt and I, we were doing some positive training and just talking, trying to find different positive things. We'd even bring up stuff like, okay, tell me something positive about Hitler, instead, because all we've ever heard is negative. And you start getting a feel, and I'm not trying to paint Hitler as a good guy, because he's not, but I'm just saying, you got to be able to see the positive and negative of everything. Nothing is uniquely bad or good. So anyway, see who this is. I have no idea. Anyway, on to the show. Tweet number 4, ignorance is a great enemy. And I wouldn't say ignorance is the greatest enemy, but really ignorance, ignorance, it stems from ego in a lot of ways. And sometimes it can be from just not being educated, which it may not be ego, but nonetheless, ignorance is a great enemy, so be cautious of it, and don't parade around as smarter than you are, because that's ignorance. This is another tweet in line with that. Stupidity is an infinite loop, and I've done some programming, and I like to use analogies from different areas so it makes it more rich and easier to understand. Basically, an infinite loop is where you didn't understand something right, and it just keeps on being stupid and stupid and stupid. And that's what stupid does. Stupid just always stays stupid. It's just an infinite loop where you've gotten out of harmony with the essence of life. So I thought that was an interesting analogy. This is something that happened to me this week. I had some choices, and you know, my inertia didn't want me to do something. I asked myself, if you go to that place that you're wanting to go, which wouldn't have been any hassle, or it was not really a big deal to go there, and it's like, are you going to learn something? I was like, yep, then might as well go. So follow the learning is the tweet I want to say on that. You know, if it's not going to get you in trouble, not going to be dangerous, then you should go wherever it's going to create learning or help you learn something. And you know, so follow the learning as long as it's not going to get you in trouble. Next tweet, in similar line, education is the secret to solving most problems, not force. And again, like FWG, I know FWG is going to take over in time, and it's not through force, it's not through being violent, hateful, and angry towards other religions. It's really just about, you know, putting out wisdom out there, educating people. And the more I educate people, the more people get educated, and the more people do it, the more they're going to see the progress. And eventually, it reaches it's right now it's like this, and it just eventually just reaches a tipping point where it just takes over. So it'll take centuries, but nonetheless, it's going to happen. Tweet number 5, people have lost respect for silence. It seems like people don't even want a half a millisecond of silence. They want a TV here, they want a TV there, they want the radio on. Oh my God, I'm going to have to experience silence. Oh my God, help me, please. So, you know, learn to respect silence. And anyway, this goes in line with that. Peace is power. And I was riding my bike this week, and I can be pretty aggressive, as you've seen in my videos, confrontational, aggressive. And I was riding my bicycle to the store to pick up some groceries, and I was like, I need to carry an attitude of peace. I really do. And I could feel it when I was pedaling. You know, I was just like, I had an attitude of peace instead of aggression, just pushing, making. I'm going to get there. You know, it's more of just peaceful, easy going, you know. And when I got there, I got off my bike, walked right in, and they had one of those blood pressure things, and I did my blood pressure, and it was 121/75. And my pulse was, guess what? You figure you ride your bike 2.5 miles or better, uphill and downhill where I'm at. It's not as easy on the flats. And you know, I expected my pulse to be at around 90 or so, and it was 59. I was like, man. I was like, carrying that attitude of peace, you know, plus eating the plain and simple. There's some real power in that. So anyway, since I got some time here, people always want to say, oh, you're sickly looking, you're on drugs, you do this, you do that, oh, are you ill, you got cancer. No, I ain't, none of those things apply to me. I mean, basically, I was already skinny. I've always been skinny. And now that I'm eating plain and simple, I'm even skinnier. So it's just who I am. I'm skinny anyway without eating plain and simple. I was skinny when I was eating quote-unquote normal foods, probably eating 4,000, 5,000 calories a day. I was still skinny. So, you know, now that it's closer to 2,000 or less, I'm a lot skinnier. But anyway, and again, it never was about weight. So until the next video, later, folks.